fall. Say you stand by your man, you tell me something I don't understand. You said you love me, and that's a fact, and then you left me. Hello there, Tony Meadley once again, and welcome back to my workshop. Today's project, I've made plenty of goblet in my time with captive rings, so on, but I thought I've never ever made a one, so I'm going to try and make a wobbly goblet. I've got a piece of ash just 2 inches square. I've put crosses on to mark the centres, so we'll get it in the lathe, get it rounded off, get it into the chuck, and then we'll take it from there. All I've done, I've put a little tenon on here so that it'll fit into the chuck. Kept the tailstock up, and all we're going to do is put a little mark on here. Now, before we go any further, I must say that there's two ways to make wonky goblets. This is one of them, and the other one is with a little jig, so we can, well, there's three, sorry. Robert Sorby did a wobbly goblet chuck, which I'm not. There's no way I was going to pay that type of money, but you know, you could do that. There's also another way of doing it, which I'll show you in probably the next video. So anyway, all I've done, I've put a little mark on the chuck itself, on the chuck jaws, and also a one on the wood. What we're going to do now is make the top part of the goblet. Then we will make this the wonky goblet. And well, I've made the top part. What I must say is, every time that you finish a particular project, you must sand it down, because if it goes once we're going to start moving it off its centralised axis, then obviously you've got to get it sanded up, because you'll never get it back again at that particular point. So make sure that you do every little bit, sand it, and continue on like that. What I forgot to tell you was, I know I said every stage sand it down, don't forget the sealer and the polish, so we're going to work out our way along as we go. Sanded it down and obviously put some sand and sealer on and polish. What we're going to do now is make the first cut, but we're going to do it at about, and I'm only guessing here, about 30 degrees. So something about there. So you can see the gap, and then we'll tighten it up. Make sure you get it really tightened up. And then make sure that your tool rest is going to clear it. Right, that should be okay. Once again, just check to make sure that it's nice and tight. But I'm only guessing that it's probably 25-30 degrees. But you can see by, I would say it's about a 3mm gap. So we'll make sure that we do that next time exactly the same. I normally don't like doing voiceovers, but I'm going to have to make an exception on this one. I'm going to do the first cut, or the first part of the wobbly goblet at normal speed, and what I'm trying to do is just nibble off little bits at a time, going one way then the other. You can't rub the bevel, so you have to be extremely careful. You try to rub the bevel once you've got the angle that you're going in at probably a 45-degree angle, and as you can see, I'm with the chisel, I'm just taking it off as slowly and as positively as possible, and keep stopping the lathe, inspecting what you've done, and then I'll let this run at normal speed to get the first part of the wobble for it. I've managed to get the first part, or the first side of the first cam of the wobbly goblet, and as you can see, I'm nibbling little bits off, and then I will be stopping the lathe to see how it's going, but I'm trying just to make a V-cut into it nice and slow. Please be very careful and just take off little bits each time. Now we'll put it back to its off-centre axis. And nip it back up. Now we'll take another one off to match that one. All we've got to do now is part it off. It's all polished up, sanded and polished up. It's looking quite well, considering it's the first time I've ever done one, so I've had no practice on it. But I think the grain in the ash always sets it off. Ash does well when you put a slight colour on as well, because it makes the grain stand out. So anyway, I'll part it off. When I part them off, I always just put it at a very, very slight angle so that the bottom's a bit concaved and it seems to stand better on a table or whatever. Anyway, I'll part it off. Well, got it done, and to be perfectly honest, I'm over the moon with it. It's been a first time, I've never done anything like that before. The only thing I would do next time, I would make sure that these went in a lot deeper than what they did. It just makes it look aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I think if you get them a bit narrower, the same diameter as that, but that's what I should have done. But as a first time, over the moon. Ash, I think it's better. You can see all the nice grain in it there, and if you colour them in a blue, red, yellow, brown, whatever colour, it sort of accentuates the grain in it, because the dye soaks into that rather than the, or should I say, the growth rings. So it's just a bit more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. You can see the nice lines in it. Anyway, really enjoyed that, hope you did. It's sitting well on the lathe there, so it will sit on any surface. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, please give me the thumbs up, it does mean a lot to me. The only reason I say that is that I get measured by YouTube, and they measure me by how many likes I get. I have to thank everybody who's made some lovely comments. Please subscribe. I can see the button there. It doesn't cost you anything, and you might as well, if you enjoy what I'm watching me, then if you click the notification button, then you will just sit back, let YouTube do all the work. They will text you, let you know whenever I release a video. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch up with you later. Bye.